Welcome to another look at an epic variant. Today, the epic variant we're looking at is for the pistol, the Hailstorm, which is one of my favorite pistols, just because the way it looks, the way it sounds, and the way it kills. And today, it's the epic variant that we're looking at is going to be the Thunder. Um, the Thunder was given to everybody as like a loyalty bonus. If you had Black Ops, if you played Black Ops 3 and you played Infinite Warfare, you got this gun as a reward for those two things. If you don't, obviously haven't done those two things, then you'll have to buy it for 4,000 salvage or drop it from one of the quartermaster crates. Um, Other variants that we'll look at quickly just for comparison, obviously we've got the common one and we've got the rare one. It's not the normal rare one that you get with salvage. This one's actually in that kind of special only in quartermaster boxes section. So an interesting variant of the gun. Actually probably one of my favourite variants of the gun as well. So the common variant comes with readiness, which is reload faster when the mag is empty. This gun has 12 bullets and there's no way of extending that. It's a 3-round burst, so you get 4 shots of 3. And it's easy to do those 4 shots. So it's quite common for this gun to reload on empty, which is not always the case for guns that have the readiness perk. So this isn't a bad one to have that perk on. However, the rare variant is even better because it has the headhunter, which means the magazine is totally refilled if you hit a headshot, and it's got that reduced hip spread. This is the kind of gun that you could fire from the hip, and if you're firing this bad boy akimbo, then you're only going to be firing from the hip. So again, not a bad variant for those two things. But again, no way of salvaging that. So if you drop it, you've got it. Might as well give it a whirl. If you don't, you don't. Moving on, this is craftable with salvage. So the question is, if you didn't get this as a bonus, should you craft it with salvage? The answer is difficult because I don't have the other variant to compare it to. I would say no. Off the bat, I don't think 4,000 salvage is a price I would pay for a secondary weapon. So what does it do? Basically, it does what the XR2 did in Black Ops. If you've not played Black Ops and you've not played with the XR2 in Black Ops, basically it has that recycling burst. So all the guns in this game, like the R3K and this gun, that are burst fire, they just burst fire. So it's one press, one burst, one press, one burst. If you hold your finger down, you get one burst, and then you've just got a finger held down. The cycling variant, which you don't get in any other gun, but obviously this one, is where if you hold your finger down, it's going to keep firing out. This is probably the best of both worlds if you're using a burst gun. The XR2 was always one of my absolute favourite guns in Black Ops because of this. It makes it lethal in core and hardcore because you can move and keep that finger on, because as soon as you start taking that finger off to press it again, that's going to adjust your grip. And if you're in this game, you've always got to be thinking that I could be in the air, could be on a wall, and those adjustments to the hand, they're going to throw you off. So having that ability on this gun is a real advantage. With regards to the design of the gun, the changes are, if you look from one gun to another, the changes, there's only a couple of genuinely aesthetic ones. So if you look at the side of the gun there, they've removed this kind of laser sighty thing that they have on the other variants of the gun. And of course they've changed the main like kind of chamber of the gun, the main, the main nose of the gun there, for this kind of designed pattern, which looks pretty cool. It doesn't look great with camos. I'm going to show you some camos in a minute. And it also frustrates me with this gun, with or without camo, that they don't camo the chamber, like the bit where the bullets are in. It's kind of frustrating. Other than that, it's got kind of red kind of markings on the sight, which the other one doesn't. Slightly raised sight and a slightly like different. Obviously, the handle on this one is the same look, but obviously it looks like it's got like maybe ivory or something like that. Other than that, it's just looks pretty much the same. So not a massive change. One cute little feature though is it's got them feathers. They do nothing. You can't see them because it's a first-person shooter. I don't think you even get a glimpse of them when you're reloading. But I'll show that later on when I'm actually walking around with the gun playing with it. But yeah, you get some feathers. They kind of swivel about a bit. So let's take a look at how the gun looks with like varying different things attached to it. So if we do camos first, as you can see, it retains that kind of gold tinge throughout. So some camos don't look great. Yeah, man, that would look pretty cool if the whole thing went white, especially with the handle, but it just doesn't. The gold obviously looks kind of pointless because the gun's already gold. That one doesn't look too bad, but again, it just, you know what I mean, it just doesn't bleed through very well. And then like the pink one here, I'll show you the pink one. See what I mean? You're just losing it. You know, it's not a great looking gun. I do like this one though. If you've got Bullet Hawk, Bullet Hawk looks pretty cool. But then again, Bullet Hawk would have looked like that on the normal one. Alongside that, you've got obviously accessories. So they kind of sit on the side there. Pretty cute, I suppose. And that's it. That's the look of the gun. So we're now going to do some testing of how it actually works in action. So here we are testing out the gun. We're going to start off with some akimbo footage. It's not great akimbo. As you can see, it's just like, it's not a great akimbo gun. I got tagged there pretty easy. I don't think I landed a single bullet. This is where it's, I think, at its best. Like, just no attachments. I've got a laser on here, but that's because I left the laser on. I'm not actually using it from the hip. It's just such a great gun to kill people with. The problem is, this would be just as easy to do with the regular variant. Like, the recycling thing is nice on like an assault rifle where you're getting loads and loads of kills. But this gun, you don't run a gun like this with it. You know, this is not how you'd run it. You'd have it as a secondary weapon that you whip out in a moment of, you know, of kind of panic to blow people away. And the common variant does that with ease. And the common variant will reload faster. You see, I'm reloading, generally speaking, reloading this gun when I run out of bullets. And the common variant reloads those faster. You're going to take a look in just a second at the secondary perk. The secondary perks in epic guns are always so terrible. And on this gun, it's another example. It's focus, reduced idle sway. Because people tend to complain about this gun's terrible idle sway. Let's take a look at this gun's idle sway for just a second so we can get an idea as to how terrible it is. This is the regular variant of the gun. There's that idle sway that we're getting reduced. Wow, I'm glad they reduced that because, man, I was struggling with that sway. I really was. If you get it free, it's a great gun. If not, I wouldn't buy it. Toodles, guys.